Long time no freaking see. Welcome back to your girl Brittany with BB's Crafts. So I am one of the features for Tamika's Making Smiles for one of her swaps that she is showcasing. And I had created this Shadowbox gift bag. And you know, what a way to kind of step yourself back into the game. So very easy, very simple. Don't need a lot of things to complete this. And it is beginner friendly. So make sure you grab all your tools and you watch the video so you can go ahead and join along. All right. So first we're going to start off with your cardstock that is at 8 by 11. And on the 8-inch side, we are going to score it at 5. Then we're going to flip that bad boy around to the 11-inch side, and we are going to score it at 3 and at 8. So we have that piece out the way. So now we're going to have one that is going to be in that same pattern. So make sure that you are going in the correct direction when you are following this. So if you have double-sided and you have one that has more directional, make sure that you are scoring it where it needs to be applied. So this is your 6 by 6 piece. And on the first 6-inch side, you are going to score it at 1. And then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 5 1/2, or 1/2 inch on either side. And then last but not least, we have our shadow box. Now this is also cut down to 6 by 6, and we are going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. So that's what we have so far. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. And we're gonna grab our handy dandy bone folder, and we're going to furnish our score lines. And I'm gonna do this one as well, because these are going to get connected together. So starting off with our 6 by 6 piece, I am going to, you see these little rectangles in the corner, we're going to go ahead and remove that, and I am cutting it at a slight angle. I'm going to do that little top angle, or top part at an angle as well. And then we're going to do the same thing to this other side. So bada bing, bada boom, that's all we're doing for that. See? Easy as pie. Now, for this one here, we are going to cut on the score line. So we're going to release our little squares here. I'm going to do that on both sides. And then I'm going to cut a little bit off. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want that big old giant flap. And then I'm going to go ahead and miter the corners. So that's what we have so far. Now, if you have, ooh, this is janky. Hold on. Let me at least kind of have it even. Anyways, so, you know, I just realized, hold on. Oh, no, we're good. All right. I thought I was tripping for a second. But anyways, so if you have a 3-inch squared die and you have a big enough die machine, you can go ahead and do this next part through your die machine. Now, if you don't have it, and I have shown this trick before, you can go ahead and get a piece of chipboard. You can go ahead and get a piece of paper. I mean, you can go, if you really want to do the measurements and be all crazy, you can go ahead and do that too, but who wants to do all that? But we're going to grab a piece of chipboard. We are going to cut it down to 3 by 3, and I'm going to show you what to do with that. All right, so now I have my piece of chipboard here. I'm going to add some glue. If she would come out. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of need to sit where you need it to sit for the time being. So if you want to use hot glue, if you want to grab some tape, or whatever the case may be, go for it. But I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto the chipboard piece. And I'm going to find roughly where my middle is. Now, if you are a stickler and you want it exactly in the middle, then baby, grab that ruler and figure out exactly where your middle will be. You want to make sure you have 1.5 inches on all 4 sides, if that's the case. But other than that, baby, we ain't worried about it. We're not going to worry about all that. But we are going to go ahead and grab our handy dandy box cutter. And we are going to go around the edge of that chipboard piece. Now this is great for beginners if you don't have all of your tools to help get you started. This is a great way of doing it instead of going, you know, old school. Remember when you're in school and to cut like the center, you would like poke a hole in the center, like you would trace and then poke a hole and then go ahead and try to do it like that. Yeah, we ain't gotta worry about doing all that now. Like I said, if you are just starting out, you don't have any dies, you don't have a die cutting machine or anything like that, this is a great way of still getting the look that you're going for without having everything that you would want. So now we have our window cut out. Now we're going to grab a piece of acetate. Now, of course, you want this acetate to be bigger than your window, but you don't want it to go too big, like across the whole entire piece. This, I do have it cut down to 4 by 4. And I am going to apply tape to the edge. And that's why I did 4 by 4, because I wanted at least some room for any mistakes that I make. Of course, you want it to go bigger than 3 by 3 because your window is 3 by 3. And then I'm going to add some glue to the edge because always remember, glue dries, tape does not. And then I'm going to apply that on there. I'm going to take my bone folder to smooth it all out. So you have that tape to secure your hold, but then you have the glue to make sure that that bad boy ain't going anywhere. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to put that to the side, let that finish drying, and then we're going to grab our, oops, wrong piece. We're going to grab our other 6 by 6 piece that we had cut. This is the one that is the same as your one you did here. And I'm going to apply some glue to that 1 inch flap. And then I'm going to put that on the inside. I'm going to line it up to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Oops. I moved it a little bit. You can do it either way. You can fold it this way. I like to do both just to kind of make sure that I am getting her where I need her to be. Take my bone folder and smooth her out. All right, so that is what we have so far. We are going to go ahead and throw that to the side. We are going to work on our shadow box. So we're going to go and fold on those score lines. Actually, I'm not sure which side I'm going to use. But for video purpose, I am going to showcase what I'm going to do on the green side, just because it seems to be a little bit easier and catches better in the camera. So now these outside flaps, depending on which way that your shadow box, so if this is what you're going to see from the outside of the bag, then we want to do these flaps. Yeah, you want to make sure that they're going inside. I'll show you why in a second here. What's the best way? All right. So what we're going to do is, maybe you can't see it. Or did I not pull? Oh, I didn't pull that side. Look, y'all, I'm a little rusty, all right? So bear with me, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me today. Do not. Do not. No. Sorry. So what we're going to do is, you see these two little pieces here? We are going to remove these two pieces. So you have a little tiny square and a rectangle. We're going to remove those. Right? This little tiny rectangle, we're going to remove that. But we're going to keep this flap and we're going to release it. See what we got going on there? So we're going to repeat that on this side. So remember, we're going to, if it makes it easier for you, we're going to cut on the score line. So we're going to go up to the 1 score line, 2nd score line. We're going to release the rectangle in the square. Release the rectangle. Leave our flap. This side. So I'm going, which way do I want to go? I want to go this way. So I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to release little square, little rectangle. Remove the little rectangle. Then go all the way down. Release the flap. Go all the way down. Release the square and the rectangle. Release the little rectangle. So this is what it should look like. So we have our little flappies here. We still have these pieces here. You see that? You see that? So that is what it should look like. Now, before you start putting everything together, if you want to decorate the inside piece, go ahead and do that first. That's my suggestion, is to do that first. Only because it'll just make it a lot easier. Because if you have your box completely formed, and say there's something that you want to put like up here dangling, or something like in this corner, whatever, it's going to make it a little bit hard for you to do that. Is your view and everything is going to be obstructed. So that's why I say, like, go ahead and decorate it a little bit while it's flat. If you want to put more dimension in it, like if you want to put, like, now say that this was a holiday version and you want to put like one of those little Christmas trees or something like that, you know, go ahead and add your tree. Do it while it's flat. Remember that this, you know, remember where your bottom is. So like if you want something that's actually going to be on the sitting on this ledge, go ahead, start working on that. You know, kind of keep lifting it up to see like, okay, am I going to put this here? Am I going to put that there? Move. You have the ability to move things around. Nothing is going to get in your way of doing whatever you got to do. Like I said, you don't want your space to be obstructed or anything. You want to have the room to do it. So go ahead and do that before forming your box. So I'm myself am going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I kind of pop this out so it'll have some dimension for when I put it all together. So now that's what we're going to do. You can go ahead and do your flaps on the inside or on the outside. I think it looks nicer on the outside. So you're going to do is you're going to fold up all 4 sides, just like you would a box. And then we're going to apply our adhesive. I am using hot glue for this. And just go ahead and put it all together. Alright, so this is what we have. And then these flaps here, we're going to pull them out. And I know my paper's looking a little janky because I scored a little too hard. You know, I'm heavy-handed. I can't help that. But this is what she looks like. So now we're gonna grab our base of the bag. Now if you want to add shaker bits to your window, go ahead and add it to the actual window portion. I am going to, I don't know where any of my spoons are, so we're just gonna do this. Get back there. So I've had this bee mix for I don't know how long. It's just been chilling, and so we're gonna use it. You can do a little, you can do a lot. It's a dimensional box, so it's gonna fit regardless. Now we are going to add our glue. Now if you want to add tape to it, go ahead and make sure you add your tape before you form your box. Like how we did when we folded our flaps, make sure you add your tape, like your double-sided tape. Go ahead and do that before you form your box, so that'll be a lot easier, because trying to add the tape on and make sure it sticks and all that is going to be difficult to do after your box has been formed already. But we are going, well, me, I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to go ahead and add my glue to all 4 sides. And I do suggest adding the tape and then adding the glue on top, but I didn't think about it beforehand. And make sure you double check your direction. So if you do something like this, make sure you double check your direction and that you're putting it correctly. So we are going to place our box so it fits within the window. And I'm going to take my bone folder and make sure that everything is adhered properly. Now I'm not sure if I said it beforehand, but this box is this box has 1 inch in depth, and your base is 3 inches. So adding the box will give you 2 inches of wiggle room to add your trinkets, your gifts, whatever it is that you're going to add to it. If it's for a swap, your embellishments, and so on. But it does give you 5 inches in height. The bag in itself gives you 5 inches in height, but it does give you 2 inches in depth after applying this box. So if you want to add a little bit more depth for your box, then go ahead and size this, or to your bag, go ahead and size your box down to like a 1/2 inch smaller, or you know, a 1/4 inch smaller, whatever makes you happy. All right, so now we're going to actually form the bag. So what we're going to do is we are going to fold up everything. Make sure I am in good view. I may be too close. Maybe, let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to apply our adhesive. We're going to start with our little tab. Glue, 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 glue on the outside, because this is going to go inside. I'm going to add here. And then we're just going to bring her up. We want to make sure first that our outsides are lined so we don't have any overhanging before we go ahead and work on those inside tabs. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to put the tab down and get that smoothed out. Flip her over and do the same on the other side. Make sure everything is pressed down. And we have our little shadow boxy or daily. Now I did go a little too far with my put in my box on. That's okay. That's what decorations are for, you know. Go ahead and hide your mistakes, my girl or boy. And see, you see how much room you have. You have stuff right here on the side as well, and you still have all of that in the back. So don't worry about like, oh my gosh, is my stuff gonna fit? Like, I still have, you know, this can't go on the side, but you know, see how much room. Like, you can still go ahead and add so many things on there. And then now, if you want to do paper straps, I would suggest doing or cutting out 2 pieces that are 1 by 11 or 1 by 12. You go ahead and add your straps, or you can go ahead and do ribbon. I am going to do ribbon. Let me find something that tickles my fancy. So I have some of this left. I got this from Galore, and I am just going to eyeball it to whatever, again, makes me happy. And then cut her in half. And then we're just gonna go ahead and add it to our box. You can go ahead and double check the length, like, do I like this? Yes, no, maybe so. You can punch holes in your bag, so then that way the holes, it can actually go through the bag if you want. If you are going to do that, I suggest doing that before you fold your bag all together. I am going to use my Heidi Swap stapler, little mini stapler, because I am going to hide the staples. So, oops, get in your place. Alright, so we got one side. And then trying to make sure I have it even. I am Butterfingers today. I told y'all I'm rusty, bruh. And I'm out of staples. Golly. Golly. You know, these things just won't let me be great. Why won't it let me be great? Because I don't feel like searching for my Heidi Swap staples, I'm going to use my little mini stapler. That came out janky. Oh, these stitches won't let me be great today. Because why? But you know what? It's always good to see all the imperfections. Because you know what? Players mess up. It's okay. Because I was already prepared to add some bows. So you can go ahead and decorate yours to however you like it, however the recipient is going to like it. Just do you. Have fun with it. The whole point, that is the absolute whole point with crafting. Like I said, you are going to make mistakes in between, but it's all about, do you really want to start over, or can I conceal this like it never happened? I was like, you thought I made a mistake. Just kidding. Alright, so that is the gift bag, and then I'm going to go ahead and decorate this, make it really cute. You'll see how I decorate it in the intro of the video, but I do hope you guys enjoy this. Again, your girl is rusty, trying to get back in the game. Will you get videos from me all the time? Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, when the inspiration hits, baby, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to share it with you, okay? So, I enjoy you guys being here. I don't know if I was in frame, out of frame that whole entire time. But, that's life. But this is what we have. We have this fun little shadow box. Again, I'm going to decorate her up. And you'll see the final outcome in the intro video. Don't forget to check my Instagram. I'm pretty sure I'll share it there as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for hanging out with your girl. I love it when we hang out like this. And until next time, bye.